Well. Welcome.
Welcome.
Two of my favorite people here with me.
Hi, Mom.
This is a new show that we didn't have last week for our pilot set, but this is going to be Movie Club with the boy reviewing the world of Nunnie, Mr. Nunnie right here. And you already know Patrick from pretty much every single one of our shows right now.
I'm the talent.
And I'm Ricky. And today we're super stoked. We're going to be talking about the much anticipated Deadpool 2. We all went and saw it. I was trying to go on a date with all of them, and that was kind of the whole plot for the show. But they decided to all go by themselves, and then I was watching it by myself on Sunday in the movie
The way
theater.
the best dates work. Alone.
This is true.
So I think I really want to open this up by kind of talking about the other movies that kind of brought us to this point in the universe. I mean, I think you have a lot of crossover with this, with the X-Men, with the first Deadpool movie. Yeah, so what did you guys kind of think about, how they brought the film together?
Ladies first, of course, me. I think the movie was really, really, really well written because it's a sequel, so it's like.
What did you think of the first one, though?
I was getting into it. Okay, it's a sequel. So the first one you get like, it's his first of his genre of a superhero movie that's very much about, making fun of itself and not taking it serious. And when it first happened, you're like, oh, this is great. But then it's like second time around, you're like, whoa, what are you doing? This can really suck if you don't do it right. But I felt like they did it right. But I really loved the first one, and I was really afraid for the second one because the first one is, to me, it's kind of perfect almost.
Yeah.
It doesn't need a sequel. Like if they decided not to do a sequel, I would have been like, okay. But I'll pass it on to you guys. See how you feel about it.
I really liked the first one. I thought Ryan Reynolds was a great Deadpool all the way back in X-Men Wolverine until the end when it was the worst. If you've seen the movie, Ryan Reynolds agrees. There was like a lot going on with the first one. The Fox didn't want to release it, so
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they shot some like test footage with him again, and or with Ryan Reynolds as him as Deadpool, like in his own movie, and then they were like, no, we're not gonna do this. They didn't think a hard R was gonna like work.
Yeah.
So the producer or Ryan Reynolds, I don't think they've ever actually said, leaked the test stuff online, and then the online like response was enormous, and they were like, oh, make this movie. So the studio was like, fine, we'll make it, and they had like the whole plot written out, and then right at the end, as they were filming it, they were like, hey, we're cutting your budget by like $30 million or some absurd amount of money, which is why in the movie Deadpool's got that like bag of guns, and then they take it away. He like forgets it because they just didn't have the money to do some badass and fight scene, and they were like, oh, we'll make fun of it in the you.
That's some wild shit that I never knew. That's awesome.
It can only work in that movie, though, in that kind of movie setting. It would not work anywhere else.
No, if you would set up a movie like that and it was, completely serious, and the end was just like a fight where two dudes just like punching each other on like a thing falling over, you'd be like, well, that was terrible.
It's true. This would be true.
But
Unless
it was
it's
fine because
John
it was a big joke, and he had a funny Hugh Jackman paper mask on. We were all like, oh, haha. Humor.
It makes it even better to know that that's what happened, and you're like, wow, that didn't even affect the movie, and the movie still was great.
Yeah.
So kudos to the producer and everybody just actually making that shit work. Thumbs up to you fuckers. Oh, can we curse? Of course we can curse. What am I talking about? This is Much Obliged TV. Hope you watch the other shows.
We always curse because we forget not to. So the second movie, it had a different. I don't have my laptop. But there was an original director guy.
Yeah.
And I think the same director as the first one. Boy, I hope I'm right. And he wanted to make this big, huge, like spectacle movie. And Ryan Reynolds and the writers were like, no, we don't want to do that. We want to make this intimate affair. And we think that's the only way Deadpool works. We got to take everything away from him. So that director went away. And then they brought in the new director.
Yeah.
Whose name I hope you're looking up.
I am looking up.
Bam.
Give us a second while we look.
David Lynch.
Wait,
Great job.
David Lynch
And they had a much bigger
director.
budget this time. I think it was like $40 million more. The first one was like 89 or something, and this one was 110.
60
or something. It was
60 was the first
Oh, they
one.
had like almost double the budget, which shows in like their big ass middle of the movie set piece.
Oh,
That is
yeah.
true. That was true.
Yeah, I mean, I really liked how they set the second movie up. Like the whole intro of it, where he's like, he kind of pays an homage to the Wolverine movie in a
Hold
way.
up. Spoiler alert. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Spoiler
Spoiler
alert.
alert. I'm not gonna tell you exactly how it goes, but And
I'm
then
going to tell you.
Do we
don't
want to
give a
do
shit.
like before spoilers and then just hard spoilers? Because I'm going to talk about all sorts of like on the nose spoilers later.
Honestly, at this point, I'm talking about spoilers as well.
All right,
So warning.
Check it out.
Spoilers.
Later, are we gonna do like a timestamp? Are we gonna do time like a post?
Yeah, let's do a timestamp.
We're gonna try to do a timestamp. So like somewhere on the screen. Wait, but this is live.
Yeah.
So like, just check it out through the magic of editing or something. I don't know. Spoilers now. We're gonna talk all about the movie, just all the way through.
All the way through.
Gonna spear it like a penis. Here we go.
But wait, if you guys don't want us to talk about the spoilers, please leave a comment in the video below
I'm still
on
gonna do it.
YouTube. We're probably still gonna do it. But if you guys
But
would
you
like
wanna
us not
comment,
to, how about
I'll
this?
ignore it.
We're gonna write
Anyway.
on the video.
Look at us being all fourth wall breaking, just like Deadpool. Haha. All right. Anyway, moving on.
Aha! We're talking about the beginning.
We're talking about the beginning. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we should talk about the whole structure of the movie. I think it's actually pretty interesting. It's not the normal first, second act. Well, I mean, it's got a first, second, third act, but it's not like
Yeah.
a normal
Normal
like
arc.
build, big third action set piece. Oh, we're gonna fight Ultron. Into like an epilogue. This one was like had a weird sudden shift in the beginning, and it was like a bunch of other movies stitched together. Like, oh, he's a team player on the X-Men, and then I'm gonna build a squad, and then that's just subverted.
Oh, that was my favorite part.
Just
That-
big old,
yes.
big old fuck you subversion, and all the marketing was that just X-Force and all that bullshit.
Oh no, the best part about the marketing as well is that in the trailer commercials, you see like Terry Crews, his
Terry
character
Crews.
punches someone.
What was it? He had a dumb name.
It's like
from the
a
comics.
beetle. It's something stupid, but in the
He's
commercial,
in the
the
movie
trailer,
for so little that I
in the trailer, you actually see him punch someone, and he actually doesn't do that.
Doesn't do it at all.
He
Oh.
eats it immediately.
I'm gonna
Actually,
remember
all
it
of them
later
eat
in
it.
the video.
But I'm glad my boy Pete, shout out to Pete. You know, we love you. We're happy you're still alive. That's all I'm gonna say. I didn't want to have to jump ahead. What's his name was Peter, right? It's Pete.
Peter, yeah.
Peter.
So the movie starts off. They kill off the main love interest, right? Just right out. I told you we were gonna spoil the movie.
Right off the
off the bat. And that is a huge trope in superhero comics.
Oh,
It's got a
absolutely.
name.
You gotta explain it.
It's called fridging the girlfriend, because back in the 90s they had this like the fourth, I think, Green Lantern, Kyle Rayner, had a girlfriend, like a live-in girlfriend, and DC Comics was like, boy, that's not interesting. And they murdered her, and they stuffed her in a fridge, and then Kyle opened the fridge and was like, no! And then just on into his space adventures. And all these comics, they do it all the time. They killed Gwen Stacy in the
Yeah.
Spider-Man comics recently, in a terrible second movie. He married Mary Jane later, and then sold his marriage to the devil. The fans were not a fan.
I got one of my favorites has to be Lois Lane. When the Joker convinced Superman to kill Lois Lane, I think he thought it was like the Joker. I thought it was like a bad guy or somebody.
Yeah, I think
and he
it's
flew
not
out
the-
to space.
It was the Injustice ones, right?
Yes,
Like
and then he kills. Oh my God, that was so good.
They do this all the time, and it's sort of like weird that they'd subvert all these other genre things and they make fun of it, and then they take like one of the biggest ones and they're like, murder the girlfriend. She has to die so that he can be interesting, and it's like, there's some gender
They didn't want-
issues just baked in there.
Yeah,
We're not gonna pull them all
we
apart,
agree
but-
that it worked out though.
Oh no, it was a way better movie for it.
Yeah.
A character who can't die, who just wants to die, is so much more interesting
it
than
really
the first
was.
movie where it's like, I'm ugly now, she'll never love me, and then she's like, no, I still do.
I think.
And
I
this
think
one,
they
he's
got,
like,
yeah.
I want to die, and he can't, and that's way better.
I think they got that beat when it came to like the premise of like, oh, I'm ugly and my girlfriend doesn't like me. To I just want to die with my girlfriend. I'm like, I kind of like this better too. Like,
Yeah.
it was cool. I was like, oh, the whole she might not love me. Like, who cares?
But also,
It's still Ryan Reynolds,
it
like-
takes all of his character traits, how he's just this like fucking out there character, and it makes sense because he just wants to die, and he
Yeah.
can't. So he's just doing whatever all the time because he's like, who cares? What are you gonna do? And then he's like, oh, hooray, my powers are stripped. Now I will die, and he has to like
Slowly too.
decide
Slowly
not to.
in an agony.
Oh,
Just way better beats.
Can we talk about one thing really quickly? Can we talk about that beautiful, lovely cameo? And what is it? Oh
Which
my God.
one? There were so many.
The one when he was with X-Men.
Oh yeah, with all the other X-Men.
Yes.
Oh, that was amazing. That was amazing how they did
Can
that.
I just point out that like canonically that makes no sense. It was like young Patrick Stewart,
It was Kelsey Grammer. It was
it
was
Kelsey
it?
Grammer?
I think it was.
I saw
Kelsey.
Quicksilver.
I did.
And I was
see.
like, wait, but that That doesn't make
It
sense.
doesn't line up in how the
And it was
timeline
like, or
should
the
be.
younger actor that plays Professor X. What's his name?
McAvoy.
McAvoy.
Yeah, James. Yeah.
In the chair, and then I thought I saw maybe Jennifer. No.
No,
probably
but
not.
I seen
It was so
I
close.
definitely seen Kelsey Grammer's Beast. I know that was for sure. That was him as Beast. He closed the door, and they had Quicksilver, and they had James McAvoy. I gotta
So,
see it
what
again. I gotta
time-
physically
what
see it.
time frame?
Because it happened
are
so
these
quickly,
movies
yeah.
in?
But I think that's the best part about it. I think he used all different.
Yeah, I guess.
I
Just
guess
to be
that's
like,
how it worked
"Ah."
out. Like, you know what?
So
You got
Also-
he goes ahead and complains that, you know, oh, he makes a joke like he did before. Why can't the studio give us a budget to have the X-Men here? And then there's like a thing where all the X-Men show up behind him, and all of a sudden you see all of them, and then they just shake his head disapprovingly and close the door.
Which
Oh,
fits with,
it
like,
does.
who would want to be around him?
I think
Other than, like, watching. You wouldn't
the
want
fact that I did not see that coming, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's everyone in the theater just like cracked up and was like, holy shit. I think that was like the best, actually one of the best parts of the movie to me. Just
For me,
to-
the best part of the movie was after the credits, but I think we should get to that last.
Oh yes, we will.
So, we didn't talk about Cable.
Oh yes, let's
Cable, not just Cable, but just satirizing that whole period of time. Like the joke that only like 5 people in the theater got when he said, and can't draw feet, is directly referencing Rob Liefeld, the guy who created Cable, maybe Deadpool, I don't remember. He like drew these big, muscular, stupid man characters with all these straps, and just couldn't draw feet, so he'd put like rocks or smoke. Or and there's like, go online and just look at these pictures of like characters that have pecs that are like,
Yeah.
like Captain America, his pecs are like out to here. He's such a bad artist. And it's just, I'm like, oh, they got him. They got him in the movie. I'm roaring with laughter. The rest of the theater's like, I don't get it. What does he mean? I'm like, it's a Rob Liefeld joke. Fuck Cable. But like, I thought Josh Brolin nailed that big, dumb, I'm coming from the future to save my daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Grim guy, tough.
he didn't give you Thanos. Even, they made fun of it as well, but he
did
didn't.
make fun of Thanos.
You
Well,
can
he
definitely
did,
feel a difference.
He did it in the commercials.
You can definitely feel a difference between it being Cable and Thanos, and I give that to Josh Brolin just being a good actor overall. Because I think the person I was with, she was definitely like, wait, isn't that? It took her a while to understand it, only because she caught it by the voice. That's the only how she caught it, and I was like, yeah,
Well, he didn't have a giant purple Homer Simpson face.
This is
so,
true.
You know,
this is
the
true.
nut section.
You know, he wasn't all CGI and shit. He was actually pretty fucking ripped though. Like
Yeah.
got. I was about to say, I said like he got smaller from the years. like, oh my god, he got. I really did. I was like this. Shit, he got small, but was he just? Oh shit. Ooh, don't say
He's
that
not
out loud.
a 12-foot tall purple man?
No, no,
Shit.
not at all. With big ass fucking
I
muscles.
didn't nail that role.
I was like, damn, he's doing it big. But back into it. So I guess we could talk about the kid. Was it Fire Fist?
Fire Fist.
Fucking love that kid, man. He was
He
great.
was fun.
Was he-
All the diabetes jokes.
Oh, I
Just-
also love the whole joke of, well, the whole thing when he said, he says there's no fat superheroes. It says the market is very like, I forgot what he said. But he definitely did put
Oh
up
yeah,
point
there's
out.
no plus size
Yeah.
heroes, something
Yeah.
like that. They did a lot of that in this movie, a lot of representation. I read a bunch of articles that are saying that whole sequence at like the, not a nunnery, what's it called? Where children are. An
Orphanage.
Oh, yeah.
But that whole thing is an analog to gay therapy, like not therapy, but like the
That would
fake
make
where
sense. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
they
You
shot
would, like,
kids
yeah.
to try to like force out
Like,
the
catch it,
gay.
like,
and
it's
how,
like a camp.
They had that pedophile dude. A lot of super heavy overtones of just
sure.
like,
Yeah. You know, I think people also skipped over, if you actually know Domino's, I know I'm kind of going ahead a little bit, but just we talk about the orphanage. If you know Domino's origin story, you will know that she says she's from there, but like she was tortured, and it's like, it really is about her character there. I kind of feel like they talked about it, but she didn't really, I guess because the character was so nonchalant.
I feel like she was my favorite character, and do you think they'll do a spin-off with her?
well,
First
I
of all,
think
I
they're
love
gonna do another movie. Well, that's a whole can of worms because they're getting bought out. So like, who knows?
Yeah, true.
There's talk of an X-Force movie. Ryan Reynolds says he doesn't think there should be a Deadpool 3 because how do you take more from the character and how do you make it even more personal than
Yeah.
losing everything already?
Yeah.
So he's like, I think he should be, and I agree with him. I think Deadpool works best when he has other characters to riff off of.
Totally.
So he's better in an ensemble cast as like,
Hey, I'm that
I'm
guy.
making jokes, but like it's hard to hang a movie on a character who doesn't take things seriously.
True.
Knows he's in a movie.
I think we all agree that Deadpool 3 would just be overkill.
Probably.
Just like X-Men 3.
I mean, the movie got pretty X-Forcey towards the
X-Men.
end.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind an X-Force movie.
So where were we? We talked about the orphanage. That whole a lot of
Yeah.
homage and allusion there. Then they go to the prison.
So my whole question with the prison, and I don't know the comics as well. Did they in the comics? Did they actually have that?
all the
collar?
time. They every superhero has some sort of takeaway powers,
Yeah.
collar mechanism thing.
I don't remember that from the comics at all.
Oh,
the
they've
collar.
done it multiple times with
Yeah?
different
They
things.
they use different things though. It's not all just a collar.
Sometimes it's like a prison cell that takes away your powers, and sometimes it's like a mutant that takes away powers. That
like
was in the
Leech. They were
Yeah,
Leech,
I remember.
Yeah,
I remember
2000
that. Yeah.
movies. And then sometimes it's like they had like a blowgun in one of the movies where they shot the heroes and took away their powers forever.
Yeah.
They're doing that. Who cares if it makes sense? It's narratively important.
It's okay. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. So,
Also, like why they couldn't just rip it off his neck at the end. Like,
Yeah.
oh, it doesn't just come off. It's like it's come off like 9 times
Yeah.
in this movie already.
it did.
But whatever, because that's the point. It's a satire.
Can we talk about the prison shank though?
I loved every joke with that fat kid in that prison. His delivery was so on
Nailed
point.
it.
Prison
nailed
pocket.
In the prison pocket, just great.
He's like, I can hear you ruffling in your ass with it. Like he's. All right, if you guys didn't know, a prison pocket is where you put stuff up your bum.
I don't think anyone didn't know that.
No, some people did not know that.
No way you didn't. Context clues.
I'm just here to make you feel better.
Thank you so much.
And then did you guys, when they were like, "Hey, foreshadowing," did you know it was gonna be who it was gonna be?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like immediately, I was just like, "Oh, this is Juggernaut." Like,
Yeah.
of course, it's gonna be the Juggernaut.
Actually, I knew it was gonna be the Juggernaut before that because, like, YouTube does destroys lives sometimes. Or have like names of people, but they be like this. Oh, Deadpool 2's trailer, Juggernaut. I'm like, now I'm pretty sure he's in the movie.
Was he in the trailers?
No, he wasn't. The thing is, they just said his name in one of
Yeah,
the trailers. You know, people just like in like
ruin
titles.
things?
Yeah, like the title of the video, they'll say like, "Oh, Deadpool trailer 2, final trailer, Juggernaut," and I'm like, "Oh shit!" And then it's like, fuck.
I'm glad I didn't see that.
Now, you gotta be careful with that. Like, I'm on YouTube.
I thought they kept that.
religiously.
I thought they kept that a pretty good secret because I was like,
Yeah.
oh, you know, oh.
I honestly, at
nothing
some
gets
point,
to be
I definitely
secret
thought it was gonna be
anymore.
like a smaller dude. He's like, who's this small
That'd
guy?
have
And then
been-
he's
that'd have been
super
funny.
powerful. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
But-
like, I thought he's the biggest guy. And he's
And
coming out
I'm
of nowhere
mad
and just, like,
because nowhere
destroys
throughout
people.
the whole movie did he say, "I'm the Juggernaut, bitch."
This is true, but like
It
that
was like
just
such a
something.
He
given.
said that in the other movie, and it was dumb and bad and awful.
Yeah.
Ooh.
but-
You know, what I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be Legion for a second. I don't know why.
No, they did that in the Marvel show.
I like that show Legion though.
Anyway, moving on. So, Cable shows up, and they make some Terminator jokes, and then we cut forward to Deadpool being like, "I'm gonna form a super squad," and we saw the whole thing in the trailers. And
Because he wants to now save this boy
he's gonna
because
save
he
this
feels
boy's
like it's
soul.
his only
He's
way
gotta
they can
fill
go back to
that
heaven.
boy's soul hole.
Yeah. The whole movie.
He's the day man.
The
hit
whole
rock
movie
bottom,
is him
literally.
trying to get back with his dead girlfriend. So he's like, I'm gonna die in this prison, but then he can't die. And then he like goes and gets frozen, and it's like, oh, I want to go. And it's like, no, you need to save this boy, and that's how you can like be in heaven or be with me.
Yeah, before it's your time, you got to do these tasks.
So he assembles the X-Force just like the commercial. Has a little riff with Domino. She's like the most, obviously, she gets to be alive in the movie. Then they all jump out of the helicopter, airplane, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And they all die. Gruesome, horrific deaths.
Really
and
bad
it's
deaths.
like, I don't like wood chipper jokes.
Yeah.
Like they just they freak me out. So the whole scene, I was like, ooh, this is so far. They're going so hard R. And like
They definitely
went,
did.
oof.
My
Brad
favorite
Pitt
was
cameo was
Brad.
great,
Yeah, I was gonna
yeah.
say Brad Pitt goes ahead and falls from the sky. He's the Invisible Man.
Oh,
you don't
Vanish-
see him.
Vanish, the
Vanish-
Vanisher.
Man.
Yeah, and you don't
That
see
was
him
good.
until he gets electrocuted.
I like that the Shatterstar's blood was like
Yo.
alien colored.
Yeah.
Real quick, I did not notice Brad Pitt till just now.
Did you not? Did you
No.
not see him?
Because, it happens so
It does,
quickly.
it's so
Yeah.
quick.
And I never looked, because usually when I watch a movie, I look into it and see what's going on, this and that, and, message boards and stuff. I did not know that was Brad Pitt till just now.
Well,
Damn, I am slow.
so then Domino has this big old long truck scene, and they fight in a truck, and it's like I think that was like where the money went.
Oh yeah.
Like blew up tons of stuff and flips, and just it was cool. And
The-
She had
the
she
show
had
and the
probably
power
most
of love.
she has some
badass
dope
scene.
powers. They were just, I love that they kept coming back to like your powers aren't cool. They're
This
not
kid be
cinematic.
saying
They're I feel like that had to be insider. Like somewhere somebody was like, I think Domino would be a cool hero, and everyone's like, that's dumb and non-cinematic. Like it was so beat
Yeah.
like beaten in.
Yeah,
That
it really
she had
was.
no power.
And
It's
then
like, I'm
just
gonna
this
just be.
long, just trucks and explosions and
That was
guns
great.
and.
She looked really badass, but it's like there was a video game out too, the Deadpool video game,
Oh, yeah.
and they made a joke about them having sex that one time, and he kept always bringing it up. I thought they were gonna hook up at the end, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was like, oh, you better not touch my wife, or I'm gonna kill her with my penis.
No, I think Vanessa made a Cyclops ref. She was like, "Go get him." Little gay undertones of Cyclops, not Cyclops, it's Colossus,
Oh,
grabbing his butt and playing the song.
Yeah.
he like this, all mad and shit. I love this, the non-serious.
A lot of gay overtones. I mean, he is pansexual in the comics, the old Deadpool.
I was kind of talking about the comics. Somebody once told me that they won't bring this person up, and I always wanted them to, was to bring in Death.
I heard people talking about maybe Vanessa with Death. She's
I heard she was copycat though. When you look it up in the first Deadpool, her name is Vanessa / copycat.
oh,
But then she never
Who is
became
Copycat?
I don't know.
It was a villain / I don't know, just somebody that used to fuck with Deadpool. But she pretty much was a villain. She could like copy herself, usual shit. Copy herself, whatever.
Just superhero
So,
garbage.
superhero blase, blushy. But I don't know how that was gonna work out. And she never became copycat. And then she died the second one. So I was like, oh fuck, maybe she'll come back as copycat. She never did. She just was Vanessa. But I'm a little off topic. But back into what we were saying. Let's
So
get
the
back
Juggernaut
into
gets out,
Ugh.
rips Deadpool in half.
that was
That was
and
pretty
Deadpool
gruesome and great.
fangirling out.
What's
was great.
that?
When Deadpool fangirled out for him.
Oh
He's
yeah,
like, oh my
he was
God.
so excited.
It's like it's you, the Juggernaut.
You
Like,
rip me in half. That was great. Then that happens, and then the kid goes off, and then they just did the baby hand scene
But with
again,
legs.
but with more people. It's the same exact joke.
it is.
They were just
And
like,
it
let's
still
do the
hit.
same. Yeah, and I was like, that. Yep, if
It's
it works,
still
it
funny.
works. So we did the baby. he's
Oh,
got
and they also
baby
did the
legs.
avocado joke.
They did. Did you guys feel weird seeing T.J. Miller with all the good stuff going on in the news?
I didn't know
Like,
about that until recently either.
I don't know still what's going on.
Oh, just some. He like called a bomb threat in somewhere in New York and like got arrested and like
I did talk about
Ryan
the sexual
Reynolds
stuff.
put out some tweet. I didn't know about the sexual stuff.
Oh yeah.
So just a lot of stuff
lot
going
of
on
things
with
with
T.J.
him.
Miller. And I was just like, every time I saw him, I was just like he shows up on set drunk a lot. I guess was like put out and like
Yeah.
I don't know. Ryan Reynolds was like, he will not be returning for the third. So like just a lot of back behind the scenes stuff, and it's like, oh, that boy.
I think when they was filming that as well around that time,
He
I
quit
think
Silicon Valley.
yeah,
He
but
did,
he
he did.
also
Well,
had
he
no
quit.
choice though. He had that whole sexual like situation where it's like he had punched a girl in college and like sexually assaulted her or some shit. But him and his wife both denied it, I guess, and I guess that was really like you know that was happening around that the Me Too time.
Yeah.
And we're getting serious, by the way.
There you go.
But that's what happened. He was one of those people that got caught up in it, and anybody that got name dropped, they got fired.
Yeah.
Danny Masterson was another one who got fired from his job. So they were just really like this. You did what? Just everyone's like, ugh. So it was just like, I guess he was just really like, I'm gonna lose all my jobs, so fuck it, I'm gonna get drunk.
So it was weird seeing him. It was also weird seeing him in Ready Player One.
It was.
I
His
haven't
voice.
seen- I haven't seen that yet.
Dude,
I don't know
yeah.
if I can still be part of the movie club.
Anyway, moving on from just all that.
I like that show. All
I'm
that.
glad. What's her name? What's the blind woman's name? Blind Marge?
Oh
or-
yeah.
Oh, the black lady?
Yeah. I
See,
forget her
can
name.
say that. That's why I'm here.
See how I noticed she was blind first? Always seen color. With
Hey,
that.
man.
I forget her name, but she's great. I'm glad they brought her back.
Yeah.
I like that Deadpool just like goes into her apartment.
Wait, isn't she in the comics or am I bugging?
Yes.
Yeah, she is.
They live together, I think. And then we have our third act, which was much more subdued. We had a CGI monster fight,
And it was pointed out.
and it was pointed out, and then they kind of ran around, and there was a lot of fire stuff.
A lot.
But like it wasn't like Michael Bay.
Oh, yes, please.
It was kind of intimate, and like he
It
was
really
yelling
was.
at the kid and trying to get him to like. Kind of reminded me of the first X-Men movie where there's just like a lot of yelling and talking.
And just like individual fights and stuff.
Yeah, just like let's showcase their powers and their powers, and then we had that long, wonderful death scene
That was.
that
Yeah.
just kept coming back, and then Cable does the I'm gonna I'm gonna go back in time and do the exact I was like, really gonna do that? You're gonna shoot him the whole thing,
And
but
do the
you'll
whole
put a
thing over.
coin in. Why don't you just not shoot him in the heart? I was like, oh, he won't shoot him, and then he does, and I'm like, what?
But I think the reason why he had to do that so that Fire Fist can like feel like, oh,
Yeah, but
someone
like then that
sacrificed.
immediately he's like, oh, he didn't, but he didn't sacrifice. So maybe he does become a monster now.
No, the bear turned.
Oh yeah, I forgot the Back to the Future. time
And then
travel
he's
show.
also a good guy. I seen like a superhero origin where like how he was like in the Navy and then he like burned his like this like his superior was trying to like force someone to a girl and then he burned her alive or some shit. And then
I didn't know
like he
this.
became this is like a whole I ain't know shit about Fire Fist until the movie.
Yeah.
I gotta like really, do some research. So that's pretty much. Oh, let's get into the last.
All right, so
After the
the last part was my favorite of the entire movie. There's two things that come after the movie. We already ruined it for you, but if you do decide to go see it, you should stay for the ending, which we're going to ruin for you as well.
Yeah, ruining things.
What was the first one? Because I only remember the second one.
He gets the time travel band.
Yes.
No,
Oh,
that
Hi,
was something
Yuki.
else. There was something else
to
before.
bring up those two wonderful characters. Deadpool 2, first superhero movie to have openly gay characters
Yes.
in a relationship.
Negasonic
And they
Teenage
didn't
Warhead.
make a big deal out of it. They just were there, and they people in the LGBTQ plus nailed it community were pointing that out online. However, not the first openly gay superhero, unless if you count. I think her name is Trini, the
What was
Yellow
that?
Ranger from the
Oh,
Power Rangers
yes.
movie, who was like ambiguously gay.
R.I.P.
They
to
didn't
her,
come all
too.
the way out, but she was like, I don't know, it was vague, and I was like, good for them. And then this movie was like they were openly a couple.
Yeah.
But then, on the other hand, Yuki only had one line, and it was to say hello to Deadpool.
Hi, Deadpool.
So, like,
Hi,
people
Yuki.
online were like, man, why do these Asian characters always have these, like, shit roles? They gave Dazzler, she had no lines.
And Shatterstar, he died right away.
Shatterstar dies. In Infinity War, they're like, hey, look on the poster. Here's our Asian Doctor Strange's friend, Mr. Wong. And then in the movie, he's like, I'm just not coming. I'll see
Yeah, I'm
you
gonna
guys
go
later.
back to the crib.
I was here long enough
Going to
to
the crib.
be in the posters, but I'm going to guard the... I know the world's ending.
They said we don't have
Doctor
enough money
Strange
for
needs my
him.
help, but see ya.
It was weird, like, they didn't have enough money for him or some shit. Like,
Didn't want two wizards on the squad, I guess.
It's too much.
it's too
Too
much.
many wizards.
It's too much.
Anyway, so that was pointed out. A lot of people were like, boo that. But, like, yay, representation.
Yeah.
And also, like, why did it take a hard R, like, superhero genre subversion flick to be like, look, remember how the X-Men are kind of about gay people and, like, also slavery? And, like, a bunch of, like, the 70s
He actually
stuff?
points that out too at one point.
Yeah, he does. He's like, isn't this an allegory for racism? And then, like, I don't know, they point out some stuff in the movie, and it's like, hey, Marvel, make a female superhero. Took you, what, 8-10 years?
Forever.
Because it's coming out next year. Anyway.
But
not to
also,
belabor the point.
well, Dark Phoenix is, well, she's a villain. Never mind. I'm
No,
about to say Dark-
but Marvel is putting out Captain Marvel, which
Oh,
is
yes.
the first female-led. Because they're like, oh, Wonder Woman worked. I guess we can have, women are allowed to have movies again.
I know, and I'm thinking about what's her name, Scarlett Johansson's character.
Yeah, God forbid we give Black Widow a movie. She can just be in all.
That could have been really good though.
Of course, it
That
could
would have been
really
fucking
good.
amazing because they didn't
Yeah.
have to really could just really been doing about not just all superpowers and superheroes, just some really cool shit. But let's get into the
Yeah,
end
after
credits.
So those two, Yuki and Negasonic Teenage Warhead, both fix the time travel MacGuffin.
He-
And then Deadpool does some time traveling.
Yes, some good ones.
Yeah, he does.
What's everybody's favorite? I'm gonna go with the Green Lantern one.
I like that he saved Vanessa and like completely upended the movie.
Yeah, that was,
That's true.
I liked the whole Wolverine thing. 'Cause
Oh,
the
yeah.
Wolverine thing he had brought up in the beginning a whole bunch, and there's like a classic storyline there about how much they hate each other. He's like, nope, we're good. Just cleaning things up here.
He kept shooting him. He's like this. Die. And then the Ryan Reynolds one, he kills himself. Actually, kills Ryan Reynolds because he wrote Green Lantern. And then he's like, oh, it's gonna be great. And then he shoots
No, what
Ryan
does he
Reynolds.
say? He says, "This is where, this is the big leagues. We're in the big leagues."
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And then you see blood all on the script. And then he goes like, "Thank you, you're welcome, Canada." And then it ends. And then there's no after credits after that.
Yeah.
Go home after that.
Yeah.
It is done.
Don't wait.
So like, who knows? If I don't know, is that canon? I guess they were just like, screw it. We don't know what's happening with the merger. Deadpool,
Yeah.
maybe. Disney
We'll leave
doesn't
it
want a
completely
hard R.
open. We want it completely open-ended.
All right.
So last thoughts. I know we got to wrap up here in a minute. Nunnie, what was your rating of the movie?
1 out of 10, I'm gonna give it a hard 8. Are we doing 1 out of 10 or 1 out of 5?
I thought you said 1 out of 10 was your rating. I was like, whoa. All right.
If we get a 1 out of 10, I'm gonna give it an 8, 8.5. I think it was a really great movie. It was really funny, but there was times I was just kind of like, okay, I've seen it already, so that's why. Deadpool, to me, the first one got a 9, so.
Fair. Pat, what do you think?
I like this one more than the first. I probably petered out about 2/3 through the first one because it was like all comedy.
Yeah.
And I just like the joke ran thin towards the end. And then, I mean, it wasn't bad. I was just like, I get it.
Yeah.
And then the second one, I like whenever I was like, oh, the joke's getting bored, there'd be some new character that they'd throw in or some huge action set piece that I was just like, oh, this is great the whole time. So I like this one like a lot. I'm like a 9, maybe 9.5.
Nice. I'm going to meet in the middle between the two of you guys, and I think I agree with what you say. I feel like every time that I felt like, oh man, I've seen this before, like, oh, this is just keeping with the theme of the old movie, they'd put something else in there. I think especially because they were able to have the higher budget, but it still played off of the jokes of the old one of like, oh, we can't afford this, or like, oh, you know, we can't have these people in there, or we can't have these chases or whatever, but then they're able to kind of like do it. It kind of gave it to me to kind of put it right at the same level as the first movie for me, which is, I think, very hard to do. And I think even if you come close to doing a sequel that's just as good as the first, it's like a huge achievement. So I'm going to give it a 9. I give the first one a 9. And I know that our director's telling us we have to wrap it up. That was the Movie Club. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. You obviously got Nunnie.
What's movie god out
You
here.
got the star over here, Patrick. And make sure you guys give us a comment. Let us know what movies you guys would like for us to review. We're going to do some new ones that are coming out. We're also going to do some cult classics.
Yes.
And, you know, just let us know how you think. I mean, how does, you know, Nunnie look on camera? How's Pat's hair? And does this shirt make me look fat? That was the Movie Club. Much love. We'll see you all next time.
Peace. Skeet and cheese.